Ah, that first $10,000. It feels like this massive, impossible mountain to climb, doesn't it? But you know what? Reaching that peak, it changes everything. It's the moment you prove to yourself, hey, I can actually build something from nothing. So today, we are breaking down a clear, repeatable roadmap from a self-made millionaire on exactly how to get there. Let's dive in.
And this, right here, is the absolute key. Hitting that first 10K isn't really about the number in your bank account. It's about proving to yourself that making money is a skill, something you can learn, not just dumb luck. Once you figure out how to do it, you realize you've cracked the code. You can do it again and again and again.
So, how do you actually do it? Well, look, it's not some crazy complicated secret formula. It's actually a pretty simple three-step plan that this millionaire would use if he had to start completely from scratch today.
Okay, first things first, you have to pick the right vehicle to get you there. The business model you choose is going to determine pretty much everything. How fast you can earn, how big you can grow, and maybe most importantly, how much of that cash you actually get to keep.
Now, a lot of people's minds immediately jump to things like crypto or day trading. Here's the thing, though. Both of those require a pretty big pile of money just to get started, and frankly, a whole lot of luck. They're amazing tools for multiplying money you already have, but they are not the place to start for earning it from scratch. So for now, we're going to put those on the shelf.
So that leaves us with 4 real options. And as you can see, when we compare them side by side, a clear winner for our goals starts to emerge. I mean, local services are fast, but you can't really scale them. Products are kind of slow to get going, but then you look at that last row, online services. Fast to earn, highly scalable, and look at those profit margins. That is our target.
Let's just quickly touch on the local options. In-person services like washing cars or personal training are great for fast cash, but you literally run out of hours in the day. And local products, they're fun for sure, but all your potential profit just gets eaten up by the cost of materials, and it's really tough to scale. So moving on up, we've got global products. Think a dropshipping store or your own clothing brand. The massive advantage here, of course, is a global customer base. But what's the catch? Well, it can take months to get any real traction, and your early profits get stuck on this treadmill of having to buy more inventory. It can work, but it's just not the fastest path to 10 grand.
And that brings us to the undisputed champion if your goal is to make your first $10,000 as fast and efficiently as possible selling a service online. We're talking about things like video editing, managing social media for businesses, or even copywriting.
And if you're still not convinced, just look at this. The profit margin. With physical products, after all the costs, you might only be left with 20 or 30%. But with an online service, your main cost is your time. So your profit margins can be a whopping 70 to 80%. That means way more of the money you make actually stays in your pocket.
Okay, so we've picked our vehicle, online services. Awesome. But just offering a service isn't quite enough. To really blast past that $10,000 goal and go even further, we need to master the 4 levels of what's called the high-income skill pyramid.
At the very bottom, the foundation of this whole thing is positioning. And you have got to get this right. The real money isn't in helping random individuals. It's in helping businesses solve problems that make them more money. Think about it. A business that's already pulling in 50 grand a month, they're not going to blink at paying you 2 grand to solve a problem that helps them grow even more. You just have to put yourself where the money is already flowing.
Okay, the next layer up is leverage. And this is a huge mindset shift. You have to, and I mean have to, stop charging for your time and start charging for the value you create. Businesses, at the end of the day, don't pay for your effort, they pay for results.
Let me put it this way. When you charge by the hour, you're just a line item expense that they want to minimize. But when you charge for the result, the new customers you bring in, the sales you drive, you become a valuable asset. And that completely changes the conversation from what's your hourly rate to what kind of results can you get for me?
Next up, reach. You can't just build it and hope they come, right? You need a system that brings clients to you. And honestly, the best way to do this is to just share your work online. There's this great story about a graphic designer who started posting his work on TikTok just for fun. And pretty soon, he was literally flooded with requests from paying clients.
And finally, at the very top of the pyramid, we have automation. Now, this isn't about robots or anything like that. It's about creating reliable systems. What makes clients happy to pay premium rates month after month isn't just your raw talent. It's their confidence that you are organized, you're dependable, and you will deliver on time every single time.
And this is the secret weapon. It's kind of crazy, but according to the source, a shocking 95% of freelancers don't fail because they lack skill. They fail because they miss deadlines and are terrible at communicating. Just by being the person who is organized, communicates clearly, and is just easy to work with, you immediately launch yourself into the top 5%.
So, you've chosen your model, you've built your skill pyramid, and boom, you've hit your $10,000 goal. But hold on, you're not done yet. The final, crucial step is to shift your mindset from being just an earner to becoming an investor. This is how you build real long-term wealth.
And this quote right here, it says it all. Once you're earning that money, you can't just go out and spend it. You have to put that money to work. Your income becomes a tool, and you use that tool to buy assets that make you even more money.
Okay, so where does the money actually go? Well, here's a typical breakdown, and we're going to move from the safest option all the way out to the highest risk. Let's start with the foundation. First up, you need a high-yield savings account. Now, this isn't going to make you rich. Think of it as your financial life raft. It's there so if an emergency pops up, you don't have to panic and sell your real investments at a bad time. Next, and this is the core of the whole thing, are index funds, like the S&P 500. This is like buying a tiny slice of hundreds of the biggest, most successful companies all at once. It's simple, it's low maintenance, and it has been a proven engine for building long-term wealth for decades.
And just how powerful is this engine? Get ready for this. If you invested just $5 a day, that's the price of a fancy coffee, into an S&P 500 index fund from age 18 to 67, based on historical returns, you could retire with over $1 million. That is the insane power of consistent investing over time. All right, now let's talk about the spicy stuff, individual stocks and crypto. Look, the potential for huge wins is definitely there, but so is the potential for huge losses. Picking individual stocks can be a fantastic way to learn about how the market works, but you have to remember the golden rule for these more volatile assets. Only, and I mean only, invest what you are genuinely prepared to lose.
And there you have it, the complete 3-step plan. You now know how to pick a high-profit model, how to build the skills that will get clients lining up, and how to turn that income into real, long-term wealth. The roadmap is laid out right in front of you. So the only question left is, what's the first step you're going to take?